Hey, do you mind taking me home?
Iverson, I won't be reluctant to take you home at all.
Well, thanks. My parents are getting home late, so I wanted to go ahead and cook dinner for my family.
Oh, I'm doing that too.
Your parents are coming home late as well?
No, I just wanted to cook dinner this time.
You must really love your parents.
Well, if they take care of me, I take care of them too.
That's right.
I just like doing things that improve my leadership skills, because, you know, I lead this quartet.
That's good that you do stuff like that. If I led the kids' teams, I would probably do the same things.
You've stepped in multiple times throughout the years, especially when that stupid moment happened last month.
Yeah, you have some awesome determination.
Well, thank you.
Hey boys, I need to tell you something real quick.
What is it?
We only have a month and 5 days until I'm caught up with Samuel's age.
What are you talking about?
Oh yeah, you're turning 15 that day.
Precisely. The big problem is, I'm not going to be able to spend it with you guys.
Wait, why not?
My family just booked a flight to Brooklyn last week, and that's to celebrate my 15th birthday with my paternal grandparents. So, starting November 23rd, I'm going to be out on vacation in New York City, and I'll be back on the night of November 28th.
Oh, come on. Ever since we met, we attended every single birthday in this group, whether it was yours, mine, or anybody else's. We've been on a streak for 2 years now.
Look, you can't win them all. My family and I agreed on the same thing, and besides, I feel like my grandparents want to see me again. I haven't seen them since last Christmas, and that was just as a FaceTime video. If you really want to celebrate my birthday, you can join me as soon as I come back.
We understand. We know your family matters now, and you just go have fun at NYC.
My parents are pulling up.
Okay. Bye, Dennis.
I'll see you tomorrow.
Take
See
care,
you tomorrow,
Dennis.
Dennis.
Well, how should we spend Dennis's birthday?
We'll figure that out more towards November. We're literally a month early.
Yeah, you're right, but we could mark our calendars on what we're doing when the day comes.
Again, let's wait until November.
No. I'm not letting ourselves wallow in the corner while Dennis is out.
What are you talking about?
Dennis can do his thing at New York, but we're gonna join him if it's the last thing we'll do.
Are you
Lost
serious?
your mind, Kyle?
How in the world is that going to be possible?
Like I believe it's going to happen. I'm not Dennis in any way, but you're not thinking right.
Listen boys, I know it's a hard feat, but I'll come up with a solution in some way right now when we all get home.
What evidence do you have that this absurd plan will work?
Yeah dude, as much as I love your dedication, that's taking a bit far, don't you think?
Well guys, since I'm apparently that hard to trust, I'm coming up with a thoroughly researched plan to see what we can do to meet up with Dennis once he is on vacation. As soon as I get it done, get in my house ASAP.
Well, whatever you do, just let us know when you want to show us.
You better make it to where your parents approve it, and actually, all of our parents.
Enough chit-chat. Let's go, Iverson.
Okay then.
God, I need a sweater.
You sure you have enough heat back there?
I'm okay, Mom. That's like the millionth time I said that.
Well, that was the millionth time I told you to watch your attitude.
It's just Kyle.
What about him?
So, to begin, Dennis told us that he's spending his 15th birthday with his grandparents in New York, so he's basically doing a birthday vacation.
Yeah? What else?
After Dennis left, Kyle vowed that we should go to New York as well to meet up with him on his birthday. That's just dumb and requires some insane planning to even remotely make it fall in line.
Does he have any evidence?
Right now he has nothing in his pocket to justify his plan, but he claims that when he gets done with it, he'll call us to get in his house.
Well, it isn't too late to book a flight to New York. Dennis's birthday is like what, November 28th?
27th.
That's still enough time. We usually book our flights about a month or two in advance before the actual day the flight arrives.
But listen to this, where are we staying at, when are we leaving, and how would we know where Dennis's grandparents live? They are in Brooklyn, but what is their exact address?
Well, I don't take sides of something that doesn't involve me, but after Kyle gives you the information, we'll talk about it together when you come back home.
If this fails, then I won't be surprised.
You know, all of this is at risk of not going as planned.
You're correct.
Even with the most effective planning, the schedule being a total fluke is more than likely.
That's true.
You would have to have lottery luck if all the components of the schedule play out perfectly.
There is a flight we can book to Brooklyn by departing the Hartsfield-Jackson Atlanta International Airport to go to JFK International Airport on the day before Dennis's birthday.
Yeah, that could work, but we need to find a hotel that we can stay at for the night. Oh, that's my cue.
Okay then. Are you driving or walking?
I'm walking.
Either case, be back by 9 o'clock.
I will. Okay, just let him know that I'm at Kyle's because he wanted us here for his plan. Okay, thank you Mrs. Bixelares. I'll go inside now, and I might meet up with you to talk about what Kyle showed us if you don't mind. Yes ma'am. I'll go ahead and hang up. Take care. Oh, how did you know I was outside?
I heard you talking out there.
I was talking to Sam's mom about when Sam is pulling up tonight. I did want to talk to him, but he was driving.
I suspect that he should be here in a few minutes.
Yeah, around that time.
Anyway, come on in.
What's up, Iverson?
Hey Mr. and Mrs. Tripp. I'm going to see what Kyle has planned out for us.
Cool. We talked to Kyle about what he intends to do already, and we're currently figuring out if it's worth a big risk.
That's good to hear. Sam should be here in a couple minutes.
All right.
Did you draw this?
Yep, I drew everything on this board. I got it from my attic and got some markers to complete this.
It looks nice.
Thanks Iverson.
Hold on, I'm going to pee real quick, and then I'll be back.
Go ahead.
Come on in.
My God, it's freaking cold out there.
You're not wrong dude, it's getting pretty chilly.
Alright boys, listen up. My parents and I have spent hours researching and planning on what our best agenda is for joining Dennis in Brooklyn. And if you don't believe me, I drew a visual representation of what we found. I don't know if you are the best visual learners, so I'll walk you through everything.
Go on.
This better work.
So first and foremost, if we even have a shot of advancing throughout the steps, we will have to ask all of the parents for approval. My parents are still thinking about if we should do this or not, since this is a pretty big financial obstacle.
Mine too, though my dad found where and when we can depart.
My mom thinks we have enough time to book our flight.
Don't jump ahead just yet boys, I'm still explaining the first step. We do not have even chances of us continuing the mission or failing it on the spot, because if one family decides for us not to go to Brooklyn, that's a failure because I came up with the idea of all of us going. However, if all of our parents confirm that they are booking the flights and hotels, then the mission will continue as planned.
Just as I thought. One screw up and we're done.
But it is still possible, this is why I planned this with both outcomes. If all parents ultimately approve, then we will tell to book their flights and hotels immediately after. The best time to book flights is 1 to 3 months in advance, and we only have 4 days before we are too late. The hotel can wait for a bit, since the minimum time to book hotels is 15 days in advance. Using this math, we will have to get all 6 parents to have the hotel booked before November 12th.
We can still just book the hotels now, so we don't have to stress about it in the future.
Yeah, good call Iverson. Now back to the board, I have found a flight to Brooklyn that occurs the day before Dennis's birthday, November 26th. Me and my parents specifically chose the airport in Atlanta because we believed it to be the most efficient airport in the US, evidenced by the research we've conducted, even if it is among the busiest.
By looking at this board, I can tell that absolutely nothing can go wrong during this trip to Brooklyn.
Another problem with the Atlanta airport is that depending on the time of departure, we'll have to wake up super early to get to the airport with time to spare.
You're right, but I'm very confident that this will pan out the way that we want it to. After we arrive at the JFK International Airport, which is in New York City, our parents will have paid for rental cars. We would have chose a rental van for all of us, but that might be too expensive. After we check in at the hotel, which is more than likely the Downstate Inn and Suites Hotel, we will stay there for the night until the big day comes.
I see that you got that app called Life 360 downloaded. I plan on downloading it soon.
Well, that's good, because it is required for the last step of our mission, even though I already downloaded the app about a month ago. So, the next day, which is Dennis's birthday, we'll eat breakfast and then immediately find where Dennis is so we can follow him to his grandparents.
You know, now that you got everything planned out and explained to us, I'm pretty convinced. Like, I believe we're going to have fun during the trip to join the party.
I'm just concerned that this won't happen at all, because like Cal said, we don't have even chances of us getting approved for the big trip, let alone having everything lining up seamlessly.
You need to believe in yourself. Never back down, never what?
Never give up.
Come on guys, never back down, never what?
Never give up.
I'll take it. You'll get better once we succeed in this plan. That's all I have to say for now, so does anyone have any questions or comments? Yes, Iverson.
If at any point you see my mom acting differently today, it's because her uncle passed away yesterday.
Oh my, that's terrible. I'm very sorry for her loss, or your loss.
Me too, and thank you for telling us.
Yeah, he was a great-granduncle, and my mom burst into tears after she gained knowledge of what happened.
I don't blame her at all. My mom would have done the same thing if her uncle died, to be honest.
That's all I've got.
Well, thank you for sharing it once again.
No problem.
Anyways guys, without further ado, let's get this plan underway. So, have you made an executive decision yet?
Well, this trip is very expensive considering these three factors: the plane tickets, the hotel we're staying at, and the rental car.
For everybody or for Kyle alone?
Obviously just for Kyle, because paying these three things for all three families is just impossible.
Are you planning to stay at the Downstate Inn and Suites Hotel?
Definitely, because it's the cheapest hotel we could find in NYC.
Oh, so does that mean you're booking the flight as well?
It's a bit pushing it, but we did. The airport we are departing from in particular is the Atlanta International Airport.
Yes, thank you so much.
That's what is on our agenda.
Thankfully we never planned any other trips for the next few months, so I think we are fine.
Thank you, that's precisely what I was wishing for.
By the way, go ahead and book the flight now since we only have 4 days until it's too late to book a flight.
Don't worry, we'll have everything booked tomorrow.
And the rental car?
Yes, rental car included.
Really? The cutoff is 24 hours before the date.
Well, if you do it early, it yields significant savings.
By the way, we're walking to Iverson and Samuel's houses to ask the same questions.
You're alright. Just be back by about 10:30, 11 at the latest.
Oh, okay. Boys, do you have any curfews?
I have to be in my house before 9.
I don't have to be back until 11.
Lucky you.
Well, since it's almost 8, I'll go drop you two off at your respective houses to ask your respective parents for approval. And Iverson, your stop is first.
Okay, but am I joining you two at Sam's?
We'll just text you if we get approved by everyone.
That's fine.
And you might be already know this, but until we meet up with Dennis, do not tell him that we are doing so at any point. We want to surprise him.
We already know that, but thanks.
We're going to leave now.
Alright. Take care, boys.
Kyle, drive safely.
I will, don't worry.
Though expensive, I think we'll be able to make this work.
Oh my god, thank you so much.
No problem. We will have to postpone any other trips in the next few months, because we want to be cautious with our money.
Oh, that's fine. We never planned anything as of today.
Did Mrs. Davids approve yet?
Yeah, she did.
Oh, good.
Well guys, since you're about to head out, I'll see you guys later.
I'll see you again soon, Iverson.
I'll see you again soon as well.
You too. Dad, let's go ahead and book everything.
We should get everything done by Sunday.
That's fine.
If Samuel's fine with what you plan to do, then we'll book everything.
You will have to get your parents to do the same, including Iverson's, because booking everything for all three families is just impossible.
You're pretty engaged, right Sam?
You know, no matter what trip we go on, I think we'll have at least one memory, so I'll take the offer.
Yes, 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 that's what I'm talking about, Samuel.
Don't worry about him, he's just so excited that we're going to have some memories together with the trip and David's families when we go on the trip.
You're down for a trip, Mr. Trip, aren't you?
You bet, because Sam, we never back down, never what?
Never give up. That's what I tell myself in my head when I'm in close quarters ready to fight.
And that's how you stay strong, son. Don't quit, ever.
Welp, I'm about to go back home, so I'll see you all again sometime.
See
Bye,
you later,
Kyle.
Kyle.
Man, I cannot wait for this big day. It looks like we did a great job planning and routing everything out, even though we're not completely sure where all of the locations are. Although, things can still go south, and we need to be prepared for those situations. But, we're still going to have a good time, and we will make some memories. For now, let's relax it off, and then we'll get back in the groove.
You got enough feedback there?
I'm fine, thank you. Hey, I was thinking that after we go through baggage claim, we can just stay together there until our friends and their families meet up with us, and then we'll get to our gate and wait for our flight.
That's fine by us.
Hey, the Davids family might fall behind, because they just stopped at Orangeburg to get more gas.
Guess they haven't started the trip with a filled up fuel tank.
It's alright, we have enough time to wait for them at the baggage claim, depending on what concourse we pull up at.
Nah, we are fine regardless of what concourse we're in first.
Hey guys, when we meet up with Kyle, Iverson, and their families, how about we all get something to eat before we head to our flight?
Yeah, that's good in case we get hungry, though we have snacks in the bags.
Others might get hungry too, you know.
I know that. We've got more than enough time to do everything, because we got like 7 hours until we start boarding.
Oh look, they're here.
Hey everybody, we're here.
We're sorry it took long.
No, you're fine.
Are any of you hungry yet?
No sir, but I'm getting really hot.
There's a bathroom that you three can change in.
And we'll show you where that is.
Thank you. Let's go, Iverson.
You know, for an extremely busy airport, this area isn't that crowded.
It's because the crowding might not be evenly distributed.
Hey y'all, me and the rest of the Trip and David's families are going to get lunch.
Okay. Let us come with you so we can stick together.
Yeah.
Remember boys, and I'm talking to Iverson and Samuel, after we eat, we're going straight to the train.
You got it.
Iverson, did you and or your family get snacks while you had to get gas?
I'm going to be sitting at gate D27 for such a long time.
The train will proceed to arrive at Concourse F. F as in Frank.
And we're going to Concourse D with it.
You know, with the amount of time allotted, we could have gotten lunch at D instead of F.
I mean, you gotta go.
Hey, if we got some time, could we check out some parts of NYC before we check in at the hotel?
Well, let's see. The board time is 2:30 p.m., and it takes about 2.5 hours to get off of JFK International Airport. We have to check in at about 7:30 p.m.
You have now arrived at Concourse E. E as in elephant.
As I was saying, because we'll be off the airport at about 5 p.m.
In a moment, the train will proceed to Concourse D. D as in Dennis.
Hey, that's who we're trying to meet up with.
What I'm saying is that we have at most 2 hours until we check in, and that's when we get out of the airport.
Well, that's enough time, as long as nothing stupid happens.
Well, that's why we intentionally planned.
The train will now
Oh
depart
my
to
God,
Concourse
can
D.
that intercom shut up?
D as in Dennis.
I think I get the point you're trying to make, even if you keep getting interrupted.
Yeah, I think you do.
Okay everybody, let's go ahead and line up, because the line is getting longer and it's not too long before the flight departs.
Oh, okay.
Attention everybody. Those who are boarding at gate D27 from Atlanta to JFK International Airport in New York City will have their flight delayed to 3:40 p.m. and will have to board at Concourse T, gate 12.
This isn't good.
Repeating, those who are boarding at gate D27 will have their flight delayed to 3:40 p.m. and will have to board at Concourse T, gate 12. Thank you, and we apologize for any inconvenience.
Dang it, looks like our agenda is cut short.
What do you mean by that?
So Sam wanted to tweak the plan a little bit by checking out NYC for a bit after we get out of JFK Airport, but because of the delayed flight, our time to do that is cut short.
Well, we'll have to go back to the train and go to gate T12.
You know, I did expect our flight to be delayed. For it to be moved to a different place though, that's a different story.
I don't know how long the train will take to go from D to T, but we need to get going right now, because that 1 hour and 10 minutes will be up before we know it.
Yeah. Let's get going team.
Quick question Kyle, Do you know how much time we have to chill in New York now?
An hour and a half at most. I just did the math about it in my head before we went on the train, and that does include getting the rental cars.
Hey Kyle, when I meant parts of NYC, I was mainly talking about Times Square.
You have now arrived at Concourse C. C as in Charlie.
Regardless of us visiting Times Square or not, we have an hour and a half at most before we have to check in.
The train will now depart to Concourse B. B as in Bravo.
Have you disclosed our floor numbers yet?
Not yet, but I'll tell you when we get to the plane.
Okay then.
Hotel room numbers don't really matter. What does is if this flight will conflict the time to check in there?
Yeah, you are right about that, but I was just curious.
Man, I needed that stretch.
You know what? I'll stretch too. Ah, I feel it.
Hey, let me join. Oh, yeah, I know how it feels.
You know, let's all stretch together while we have the time.
Good idea. We'll go ahead and get in line so we can get to flying as well.
Guys, we've got another change in plans.
What are you talking about?
I believe the intercom will tell you.
Just a quick announcement for those at Gate 12. Your flight to JFK International Airport is now at 4:30 p.m., and it will be at Concourse D, Gate 27. Hope this clears up any issues, and we're very sorry for any inconvenience. Thank you.
No.
You cannot be serious. We have to go all the way back to Concourse D?
For real, what is going on? If a flight is being delayed, why can't it have the minimum amount of travel we have to do as possible?
We'll have to hustle as well, because it's only a 50-minute delay.
The intercom just took the words right out of my mouth.
You know, with the time we have, we should make it in time.
Well, we need to book it, and I mean, right at the moment.
Sam's right, peoples. Let's get going, and pronto.
What are the chances? I'm serious, what are those freaking chances? We're just going back and forth, back and forth.
For real, like make up your frickin' mind.
You know boys, I've never had a delayed flight before, and this is my first one.
I had a delayed flight years ago, but it didn't get delayed a second time unlike this one.
You have now arrived at Concourse A. A as in Alpha.
I don't even think we've got time to visit Times Square before we must check in at the hotel.
The train will now depart to Concourse B. B as in Bravo.
My plan wasn't even focused on that.
You're right, but we live towards the south, so it's not every year that we go up north to something like New York.
Yeah, it's been a long time since I went to Times Square.
I just don't want to be late to check in at the hotel because of a flight that got delayed freaking twice.
You know, Sam, if you've got a good excuse, it's totally fine if you show up several minutes late to a hotel.
Trust us, there have been several occasions in which this happened to us.
But still, having a flight that ends up getting delayed more than once is just exasperating.
You have now arrived at Concourse B. B as in Bravo.
More than one delay is not even the worst case scenario.
Shut up. Don't even think about saying it.
You do not yell in a public subway train.
And Sam, we've got all the time on Dennis's birthday to visit Times Square, and better yet, we can do that with him, so quit your whining.
You know, I've literally been acting like Dennis all week. I need to control myself right now, especially in these conditions.
If it makes you feel any better, there's some food to eat on the plane.
What difference does it make? No one knows if the plane's food is good or not.
I think it's best if you stop complaining for the most ridiculous reasons.
We're almost to Concourse D as well.
Ugh, finally.
That wasn't so bad, was it?
Kind of. 2 delays, and perhaps the only way we could make it was to make a run for it.
Look, it's all over, and we're on time. Don't fret.
Yeah, you're right, though there was little time to spare.
I don't mean to spoil our seating charts, but we all sit next to our parents instead of next to our friends.
We all know, but thanks.
You know, boys, we should be together as families so we can show our tickets as families.
Yeah, we're next in line anyway.
How many of you are boarding the flight?
9 of us, please.
Specifically 3 families.
What are your last names?
Trip, with a double P.
Davids.
Bixlers, spelled Bixlerez.
We go by families, sir.
Oh, will do, ma'am.
Is this the Trip family?
Yes, ma'am.
One moment, please. Attention Gate D passengers, those who are boarding the flight from Atlanta International Airport to JFK International Airport in New York City at Gate 27, this is a reminder that this is your last opportunity to board your flight. Repeating, passengers boarding at Gate 27, this is the final call to board your flight. Thank you.
You've got time for all 3 of the families, right?
No worries, sir. The 9 of you are okay, as long as you got your tickets.
Yes, ma'am. We'll scan for certification.
Can I see the room number?
We're at room 616.
Okay then. Iverson, what's your family's room number?
925.
925.
Yep.
Do you know Sam's room number by any chance?
I think it's 704.
Yeah, it's 704.
Okay, thanks.
Looks like Iverson is getting the best view.
Just because the floor is higher doesn't always mean the view is better.
Most of the time it is.
Kyle, you don't have as much experience as us with hotels.
Well, Mom and Dad, I'm thinking that we can have everybody get with us at room 616 for another brief talk with our schedule before we eat breakfast.
That's fine.
Well, mission accomplished.
Not yet, boys. We still got a ways to go, starting with the rental cars.
Yeah, even if it doesn't look like it, we're actually running late to check in at the hotel. So let's get to the airport garage and get the cars we rented.
Oh crap, really?
Yes, really. It took until about 6:40 p.m. to get our baggages.
Then we need to hurry so we can be as early as possible, even though the chances of us being late are very high.
No more dilly-dallying, everybody. Let's get to that hotel ASAP.
Hey, we got a good rental car.
It's going to take a bit to get the hang of it, that's for sure.
Mom, Dad, we want to pull up at the hotel, right?
Okay, mister, we get it. We'll be totally fine.
Alright, put them seat belts on and let's go.
Oh my, are all of you wanting to check in?
Yes, ma'am. 3 families of 3.
Which 3 families specifically?
Trip, with a double P.
David's.
Bixler's, spelled Bixlerez.
Also, we apologize for being so late. We had a delayed flight, and we were running late on schedule trying to get the rental cars and everything, so yeah.
No, you're totally okay. Delayed flights stink.
You can say that again.
Multiple people that have checked in here today have been late due to trip complications, and to be fair, I don't blame them.
Well, at least we made it in some way.
That's good. Anyway, here are all of your cards. My name is Regina, and my hotel contact information is there if you need to give me a call.
Will do. Thank you, Mrs. Regina. You know, I'm liking the green aesthetic in this place.
I could say the same about that.
Hey, what happened to our suitcases?
Our parents wanted to keep them secure, because we're in a separate elevator.
Oh, okay.
That's a very fast elevator.
For real, our studio's elevator ain't no match for this one.
Remember, boys, the first thing tomorrow morning, we group at room 616.
Okay.
Hey, if we don't get to talk to you after this moment, then good night.
Good night, boys. I'll see you tomorrow.
Off topic, but why the heck is the emergency button isolated from all of the other ones on the other side of the goddamn elevator?
Don't ask me about that, but you're at your destination.
I know, Iverson. Anyways, I'll see you tomorrow.
Okay then, good night.
Good night, Iverson.
Can I help you?
I just want to brush my teeth so we can all go to bed, so I was wondering when you would come out.
Oh, well, I specifically took a bit long because Kyle just located Dennis, and he's at a different hotel that isn't far from this one.
How did he do that?
There's this app called Life 360 which basically tracks people's locations and whereabouts when they are included on your phone. It's especially useful in case of any trouble happening with your family.
So I'm guessing he used it to check on Dennis.
He did, and we will need it tomorrow to see where Dennis's grandparents' house is.
Well, how can that happen if none of us have Life 360?
I think Kyle will discuss it with us tomorrow when we group at his room.
Oh, okay.
Well guys, today's the day, but we're not done just yet. With the help of Life 360, we can track where Dennis's grandparents are to finally meet up with the birthday boy, as he said that he is spending it with the grandparents. However, who in here does not have Life 360? Okay, hands down please. So, for those who don't have the app, if you've got access to a GPS, I'll text the address to you. Actually, I'm going to have everybody who does have the app tell the address so they know where to go. And Iverson, I'll text the address to you because your whole family doesn't have the app.
That's fine, as long as we all have reception.
That's all I've got for now, so y'all can go and eat some breakfast, and then after that, we'll be on our merry way.
Dennis ain't gonna know that we are all here for him, that's for sure.
Yep, you've got to stay dedicated.
Dennis, we're on the hunt, and we're after you.
Alright Kyle, you got the address?
I think Dennis just arrived at the address, which is actually an apartment complex.
No silly, the exact address with the number and everything.
6002, Trojan Lane, apartment room number 205, in Brooklyn, New York.
There we go. Thank you.
I will also send the address to Samuel and Iverson.
Go on ahead.
Every time I look at you, I'm like, wow, he has grown so much throughout the years.
Welp, I only got 3 to 5 years until I stopped growing, so it's glad that you cherish every growth difference you can.
Dennis, when you get kids yourself, are you going to take them to visit their grandparents sometimes?
That I haven't thought about.
Who knows, bud? We might just happen to follow their footsteps and visit our future grandkids every once in a while.
In what ways would there be? Let me get that for you guys.
Happy 15th birthday, Dennis.
No. This is not real. I'm having a fever dream.
This isn't a dream, dude. This is reality.
You did not just do this. There's no way in the name of God that you just showed up like it's freaking magic. There's no way. There is no way.
No, your eyes aren't deceiving you, and you're not hallucinating. We joined you on your birthday vacation.
What do you think?
Dennis, what the hell is taking you so...
What?
Oh my god, are you alright?
No, I'm not okay at all. I'm freaking crying.
I don't think we've ever seen you burst into tears.
Guys, I love you. Your dedication will hold a special place in my heart forever. This is the best thing ever. I've picked the best buddies out of anybody.
Well, I never thought I'd live the day to make a grown man cry.
I just hope you're okay.
Don't worry, boys. I just had a little breakdown. I never thought I'd see you boys with this much care. And this much determination. Thank you. I'm not playing. Thank you so much.
Don't mention it, buddy. There was a whole lot that went wrong, but I know you might need to get back inside.
I'd love to hear it. Let's head inside, and I see that you couldn't have done this master plan without your parents.
Tying it all together, this not only gives a moral on how dedication is always the key to success, but despite all of the pain and suffering that was implemented on us, the 9 of us were not discombobulated in any way whatsoever. We persevered throughout this entire special mission, and we can all say that it is now fully accomplished, because Iverson and Samuel, we never back down, never what?
Never give up.
We never back down, never what?
Never give up.
Hold on, Director Quincy wants to talk to me. Hello, happy birthday, Dennis. I'm on speaker because I'm joined by the rest of the studio crew to talk to you.
Hope you're having a blast at New York.
How has your vacation been?
Couldn't have been better. The kids' teens and their parents decided to pull up at my grandparents' apartment for such a subtle surprise. I got so enthralled with joy that I was literally in tears. You're joking.
I can't imagine the amount of planning and luck it must have took and have everything pan out the way it should be.
Well, I guess this just started the apex of my friendship with this group. Here's to hoping it'll last a lifetime.
Man, we feel so happy for you. I think I've met the most determined quartet ever.
Any change of plans now that you 4 have reunited?
Samuel just now told me that we can visit Times Square together before we eat cake. He had that planned when the group was in the airport in Atlanta.
Very cool. We'd all love to hear your adventure when you get back.
Well, I'll go ahead and end this call so everybody can continue their fun. We're very excited to hear on what we missed this week. Alright, bye. So, have you 3 legends got any other plans after you've completed your mission?
Besides the visit in Times Square, we don't seem to have any other plans than to be back home safely.
I actually already visited Times Square the day before, but I'll go with you to make you boys happy.
Thank you so much.
I'm ready when you are.
Let us get situated first.
That's fine by me.